unfortunately, nothing really they can do about that. Also, just a heads up, it looks like if you're watching this on the YouTube and later on in the replay, just a heads up if you're wondering, like, wait a minute, what the heck happened? Like, what did we miss? Like, well, there was a replay for you to an extent to show you, like, what kind of transpired between the 13K as well as the number 10T of Talon Norco, but unfortunately, we did not have the recordings going at the time, so we do apologize for that. I think everything's just breaking down on us today, unfortunately. There we go. Let's get this green back underway. Let's try to get this race finished. Coming off the ends here, down off turn number 4 here. Kevin Cardwell in the 70 and the 22. Cam Johnson back at it. Watch out, though, for that 524. Brent Carey now looking to make a charge and a half at him. Side by side, fenders, tires lifted off the ground, off the track. That's hard dirt track racing. And usually when you see things like this happen, that means it's going to get interesting around here. Caution's back out, though. Problems down there for Cross yet again. Upside down is the 13K, and his season may just be over with. Oh, my goodness. This is not a good night if you're that 13K, and not a good night if you're literally the guy behind it. Dan Cross here, you see right here, came down into the field. And, well, all right. Got underneath Talon Norco, and then that one of Corey Roberts ended up giving him kind of a little redemption, I guess, if you say what Talon Norco was wanting. Maybe not the way I think that Norco was expecting it, though, but hey, it's kind of one of those things, man. Alright, here we go. Back to the action now. Field moving on in, and the green flag flies high up once more. Well, we'll talk about that battle between Cardwell and Johnson all day, but there is a battle going on behind him as well as crossover slide jumps thrown by the 22, Cam Johnson. We look back as well as that 88 of Cameron Dawson having a little great battle here with Stephen Gaines in the 07, the KD versus that 07 machine. Gaines trying to grab some run, trying to grab some speed off and hang on for this one. Every driver for themselves here, as we've always said here on Pete's Race TV, there are no friends. You only make enemies usually when you're racing. And that 524 Brent Carey right now is pretty much making a mockery of this track by trying to run Bob Adam topside while trying to fight off one of the toughest of them all. Cardwell trying to hold him off on the outside. But the 524 has been known to do this. He'll find a line, he'll stick to it, and he'll just make you do whatever he wants you to do. Stephen Gaines on board camera here in that 07 with a great look at the battle and the war raging right in front of him. This is what it feels like just to be inside that car and literally be as close to discomfort as you could when it comes to just wondering, are you going to wreck or are you going to get into trouble? It's pure adrenaline, speed, control, and conditioning that only the best and the toughest of drivers can truly handle on the dirt and on the asphalt side of things as well. Norco and that 10T, after all his little hiccups and squirrels and squabbles right now, trying to imagine wiggle and wobble this one up into the pack here. You can see he is just dripping and driving that thing straight to the right, holding on for dear life, trying to see if he can get something going. But those guys right up ahead of him, so their battle's going on right now. It's kind of making things a little bit more difficult, I would say, to try to make a pass or two. The 70 Davin Cardwell right now holding on as the KD 88 here of Cameron Dawson will come to a stop on the back straightaway. Caution is back out. Just about halfway done with this one too. Let's take a look at the replay here and see what happened to Cameron Dawson here. Gets a little bump there from the 10T of Talon Norco, and Norco not quite able to get out of that mess there. We're getting word right now as well, the 13K will not come back on out. He has been disqualified from the race, so a very tough little scenario and situation there for the 13K. Tough, really a hard driver and a good battler all season long. Just kind of catches a bad break and catches a bad spot or two. It's just one of those things. This racing, you know it's going to happen eventually, and it happens to him today. Green flag high in the air, set in motion for the drivers to come on down and send this one on by. Green flag's up and it's dying down with these drivers ready to go. Camden Johnson here with the early lead. Brent Carey right behind him though with Davin Cardwell, Talon Norco moving the chains on in. Each driver trying to make their own little runoff, trying to make their own little spot here. Look at Norco now putting it right to Cardwell. Well, despite that little hiccup that Horko had a minute ago, oh, a little tag there, though, the Davin Cardwell, the number 70 gets clipped on in, takes a big little hit, rub and nudge, and that rubbing his racing mentality might not be sitting too well with him at the moment. The intensity and the tenacity that these boys are bringing to the table is certainly far none from one another. Carey trying to go back to back here on Pete Trace TV, looking for another win here as he fires it up opposite side, looking for a runoff zone with the 10T of Talon Norco. Going down to the bottom, throws the slide job, flips one, you got a little bit of Brent, and now Steve Gaines able to get it to the middle. Looking to shoot the gap, but Cardwell went down low. 3 wide to Luna from turn 2 now into turn number 3 and 4. They're still side by side battling for the positions. Jockeying for the run, Corey Roberts also now starting to make a little bit of a comeback here in the number 1 machine. He's trying to find anything that moves, trying to find anything that grooves and kind of gels with his kind of racing style. I think at this point, that's pretty much any line you can think of here. The 524 here, Brent Carey now dealing with Norco and Gaines up ahead. Camden Johnson is running away from this field, though. He doesn't have to move around the track. He doesn't have to find anything else other than just staying right where he likes to. Cardwell spins it right off of turn number 2, collects Cameron Dawson, and caution is out. Ooh. And I don't know if, looks like Talon Norco was black flag down there. It looked like he might have been driving a little too aggressive. We'll take a look at the T-Space replay. Cardwell gets a little kick up there from the 1, gets into Dawson there. And Norco, ooh. Yeah, he did get a black flag, but that was a bit wild. And looks like actually they're going to clear his black flag. They're not going to let him have it. They're going to get him off the black flag list. I think that's a bit of a fair call. I know it was pretty rough racing out there, but again, that's kind of dirt for you. Back to the green. Corey Roberts. Well, hold on just a minute. When did the 1 decide to pull the charges up? Throw the high bridges down and throw it on in. He just got himself a birthday gift, if you will, coming right at everybody that was in that lineup. He held nothing back on these boys. Roberts right now trying to see if maybe he can hold the line in, try to hold this field in place and at bay. You're on board here. And again, you can hear those RPMs just screaming right now, trying to keep them as high and as hard as they can, because again, that's the best way to keep your speed, keep your momentum alive. Have the RPMs just flying as hard and run as much as you can with it. When you get the RPMs up that high, what it does is it gets the wheels turning, kicking a little bit more, and actually gives you a little bit more speed from the engine itself. That's why when you always hear guys talking about trying to get the best out of their equipment, the best out of their runs, a lot of times they're talking about doing the best with their engines and then the suspension. Well, right now, why suspension has definitely been kicked up a notch or two, and the drivers have been kind of shuffled around more times than I think I could care to count. Gavin Johnson on that race star, he just completely left everyone behind, did not give two darns or two anythings about it. He let this one sit, and he let this one sit, and he let this one run off from the field. Three laps left to go here. Field's starting to get a little bit more crinkled in, a little bit less of the battle and the hard charge that we saw earlier on. Guys just trying to find really any way just to survive the race, last bit of this race. It's been a great season for those that stuck around and had a little tussle or two, a little hard racing in between. It is a darn shame though that the iRacing servers kind of had to completely nullify and ruin what really could have been a strong final end game for these guys out here. The battles right now are between Talon Norco and Brent Carey by a slim margin, and then Corey Roberts and Stephen Gaines, because Gavin Johnson has left the building. He's left this field, and I think he's in Illinois somewhere. Davin Cardwell has pretty much had nothing but bad luck his way this run in this battle, and this kind of lost all control. Cameron Dawson, too many issues out there with the car. His suspension's broken down, so he can't really keep up with these fields. And Jaden Cross, as mentioned earlier, being kind of put on the back burners here due to a black flag of disqualification. But as we can start to talk about that here, it looked like Stephen Gaines said, hey, wait a minute, what are you talking about, Ballast Force? Shouldn't you be talking about this one? Well, yes, we should, because right now, Corey Roberts and Gaines are going to have a little tussle here. Look at this, driving hard on the top, down to the bottom. There's the slide jobs that this track's known for. And a beautifully executed one there by Stephen Gaines, and he forces Corey Roberts into a bit of a bad rut there. That was a bit of a hard charge there to try to find a way to get around, and the 07 did a perfect job throwing a slide job at the number one. Roberts had to back off. He had no choice. But I guarantee it right now, he is just fuming under that wheel. Brent Carey here, the 524, tires starting to give in, starting to give way. Davin Cardwell, the number 70, starting to finally build a little bit of a run-up, a little bit of a gap, and I don't know how much damage he suffered earlier from the rear end of the suspension, taking a hit from the wall, and then one from Cameron Dawson. It seems like the car, at least though, is holding up okay. And it's holding up just enough to where it can last him out for the rest of this race, but you got a feeling from his mind that this was not the way a world championship licensed driver, a world-class licensed driver can get this job done going with. Johnson back down low, swings it by and says, let's roll it to the zone. Threw one right at the number 88 of Cameron Dawson, got around him there, now continues to hold his lead down with about 9 laps to go. Corey Roberts at this point trying to find any kind of line or any kind of rhythm he can get. And Talon Norco looks like he finally has a come. Oh my! Oh! Well, I'm not sure if that was intentional or what that was from the 70, but holy smokes. That was a deep dive into the number 10 of Talon Norco, and Norco Just got sent to the shadow realm, to the afterlife. That one did not go well. We're going to take a look at it from a couple angles here, but this is a deep dive slide job maneuver. But I'm not sure, to be honest with you. That's 70. Yeah. I don't know. You guys be the judge. We're going on board, though. Well, I'm just going to say this. He did not lift. You can take that for what you will. I don't know, maybe that was payback at Norco for earlier on or what that was, but... Or maybe that was to help him try to get one chance here at winning this title, but... I mean, at this point, man, this is turned into a fight. And it's turned into more than just a fight. It's a slugfest out here, just hoping, praying for one last runoff. Camden Johnson in 22 is going to have one more opportunity here. Hoping for the best and praying for some miracles here, because he had such a great lead over this field and over this pack. Now, lost to time and lost due to efforts here. He's going to be at a green, white, checkered restart. If he does not get off the line in time with that hold shot, this is going to pretty much then go to Gaines or Roberts to fight him with, and then Brent Carey and Cardwell. If they see an opening, you know as well as anything what we just saw with Cardwell. I don't think he will hesitate. It's been a wild, wild day of racing, and the funny thing is, we are literally just part one of our day. We have the Cup Series up next at Richmond Raceway. And if that short track racing was chaotic, imagine what that's going to be at the other short track. But first, we got to finish this one out. Yellow flag still in the air here. Fans and drivers trying to get they're trying to regroup, kind of refocus here. Maybe trying to catch their breath while they're at it too. I know I am right here. Waiting for our green flag restart zone. Here we go. Back at it. Cardwell straight to the bottom. Huge charge, but that time you can see he did not send it at the one of Corey Roberts. Backed off. Brent Carey with a white flag though sees an opportunity to strike for last minute points. Last chances at anything he can get. Off of corner number 4 to the checkered flags. They fly him high. Camden Johnson will win in the 22. Stephen Gaines will go second. And Cardwell pulls off a miraculous third place. And what could best be really described as just absolutely chaotic madness. The Missouri native had to get a win somewhere, and you knew he wanted to do it on his track. This was his surface, his playing field. The 22 gets the job done. Stephen Gaines, so give the man credit where credit's due. Put up an amazing final battle there with the accomplishment and the race run though that he had with Corey Roberts. Corey Roberts and him had a fantastic little end credit sequence there. But at the end of the day, we had to crown a winner somewhere. And that is how it all plays out. Let's take a look at our results now, popping up on your screen here. This is how they finish it. First place will go to Camden Johnson. Second to Stephen Gaines. Third to Davin Cardwell. Fourth to Corey Roberts. Fifth to Brent Carey. Sixth to Cameron Dawson. Seventh to Talon Norco. Eighth to Jaden Cross. And that rounds out the field for our final race of the NDRA Pro Late Model Series. Whew! Alright, well, let's go ahead and chat with the top 3 here and have a listen in with these guys, because I think they may have a few things to say about this one. But nevertheless, though, we're going to talk right out of the gate here with our field of drivers. We're going to go ahead and show the overlays for everyone that played in position as we lead it into Camden Johnson, who is now awaiting our call and waiting our talk here. He is now joining me in, ladies and gentlemen, the race winner here at I-55 Raceway. The 22 driver, Camden Johnson, comes away with the dub today. Camden, congratulations on that, sir, and really being a Missouri boy, your home track-wise, I presume this one means a lot to get the W on.
Yeah, for sure. I really struggled at this track most of the time, but we played our cards right and we got it to the lead, and we were just enough. We had just enough to where we could pull away and we could make some mistakes and still be all right. It was just a really good race, and hats off to everybody that joined.
For sure there. I know there was I obviously you guys had a good car there in the first little lobby we had and everything showed up on part 1, but then having to come back out here and have to duke it out in part 2, I mean, you still held on extremely well and kind of kept yourself at bay. I mean, what was it like though for you when it was going down to the ends, down to the final laps here, knowing that green white checkered pops up out of nowhere?
I was really disappointed to see the green white checkered. Pretty sure I had like a 3 second lead, so I was kind of disappointed to see that. But I felt like we had a good enough car to where we could hold on for those last 3 laps there.
And indeed you did here. It holds off just for the win and this victory lane trip. So Johnson, who do you want to thank you, sir?
Gotta thank everybody over at Mid South Mafia, CFM by JDM, Agility Speed Shop, CFM Esports, Dirty Amigos, just everybody, man. Everybody on this car. This is Wild Racing on YouTube. Make sure you come check us out. Everybody on here is a big help, and make sure you go check out Agility Speed Shop. We got those new sets, and they're on dig.
Congratulations, Johnson. Great win, man. And definitely, I think you made everyone you just named off pretty proud of this one.
Yes, sir. Hey, thanks a lot, man.
Absolutely. And the 22 today, your race winner out of it all, Camden Johnson. Coming away second place, though, today will be that 07 Stephen Gaines. Stephen, congratulations on this one, my friend. And this one, I'll be honest with you, really, it was kind of dried out a little bit with only about 20 to go. But then, all of a sudden, you and Roberts, well, you decided to throw each other to the wall and to the wire and decided to throw the sliders around. What was it like here having to try to bullring style that with him in this one?
Oh, it was great. I had a good run there. Wasn't looking to do too much, just have some fun. Came down, got P2. We'll take it.
Definitely can take it here, and I know it sounds like if you're having a little fun, then I guess put up more than just having a little bit of fun. Looked like your entire field just kind of rostered this one around here and hanged on for a good charge and a good chunk of the field. But nevertheless, here as you had to go from the burn end to the actual cleaned up, more tacky end here on the track. What was it kind of feeling like there compared to getting the speed and getting that run here? Even though I know you were just trying to have a little fun out here.
There towards the end, we were just a little tight. Couldn't really control it coming through the slick sometimes. Just trying to keep the car under me.
Well,
Give it a good run.
for sure there. Well, nevertheless, it did stay underneath you and it held out long enough. So, out of it all, though, my friend, who do you want to thank you for this one?
I want to thank Elite Performance for giving me the best setup set I've ever ran. I want to thank High Roller Racing Teams, my boys, helped me out with everything. And I want to thank y'all for putting this on.
For sure there. Well, we really do appreciate you coming on board here, Steven. Congratulations on the second place finish, and great to see you here with a big podium position.
Thank you.
Stephen Gaines, ladies and gentlemen, comes away second out of the field here today, and again, Gavin Cardwell goes third. So, well, I guess that will wrap up our night here. Everything just went black on us again, so it looks like they're trying to kick us out. So, all right. Well, race fans, thank you so much for everything, and well, hold on. I'm trying to see if I can get something to pop up here. There we go. All right. So, again, race fans, thank you so much for everything. And, again, a big thank you to Everlast Speed Co. Guys, go check them out on Facebook. Show them some love. Show them support. A very big thank you to them and all their support to the iRacing community and to the National Dirt Racing Association. And in the National Dirt Racing Association, what a great season and great battle from start to finish for these guys. It was fun to call. It was kind of chaotic to watch, but at the end of the day, that's what racing's all about. So, from all of us here at Pizza Race TV, thanks for tuning in, and until the green flag flies here in just about 45 minutes, stay tuned and keep it real. We'll keep you guys up to action and in the beat.